Welcome one and all to this 8th episode of D&D Season 3 with me, Mike.
And me, Zoe.
And today we're gonna, fix all of our bombs because they're broken.
Yeah.
So let's see what we gotta do. Number 1, if we approach the bomb notices us, and then the bomb chases us, and then the bomb explodes. That's fine. Now one thing is the bomb notices us through things. This is bad. And they also go through things. This is equivalently bad. So we're gonna have to do that. And then the last thing we're going to have to do is make sure that they eventually respawn from the spawner over time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So a few things to do. And let's get started. Open Visual Studio. And let's take a look.
Mm-hmm.
So step number 1 will be making sure that the bomb isn't capable of going aggressive randomly. So here we got if not aggressive, then it checks for distance, right? That's good. We need another check. We need to check if a
wall or
if there's a raycast from the bomb to us leads to anything in between.
Yeah. But the spawn point and the floor stuff.
Like literally anything? That's a good question, right?
If a spawn point is in between.
Well, yeah, spawn point doesn't have a collider, so that doesn't happen.
Oh.
The player has a collider, so that will happen. I don't know if we need a rigid body for that, but possibly. I'm not sure. At any rate, so for example, if a bomb is between us and then the other bomb will notice us. Well, unless the other bomb can't notice us. Anyway, so let's see here. So yeah, it's got a sphere collider and a rigid body. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah. Entities world. So I think the sea. Does the sea have a collider? I don't see it. What about the wall? Yes, it does.
Good.
And a rigid body. Grass. Nope.
Nope. Good.
Dirt.
Nope. Good.
And blah. Last one. Yep.
Good.
Okie doke. So yes, that's what we're gonna do. Generally speaking, we ignore chat until the end of the show, which is in about 1 hour, unless there are pertinent questions or suggestions to what we're doing. Cool. All right, next. So yes, we need to raycast, and I guess we're gonna literally check for anything at this point. Right? So here. Now you can say if. I'm curious. Can you raycast into yourself? I don't know.
Let's try.
Well, wait a moment. So we're gonna need to just do physics.
Physics.
Dot raycast. Open round, and we're gonna need some more stuff soon. So we've got loads of possibilities. So we want a new ray, so go new ray.
New ray.
Open round. It wants an origin and a direction. The origin is us, so transform dot position. Except that won't work because that will be on the ground. So you need to do transform dot position plus how do we raise the vector by a bit?
I don't remember.
Vector 3 dot up.
Okay.
So that's the vector going up. And I think that's exactly right, because each of our entities, how tall are they? 1 or 2? I'm not sure. Let's see. So the player's base structure is at the bottom on the ground. And the model is in the middle. But the structure is elevated by 0.5. So no, we want to go to 0.5. So we want to multiply this by 0.5. It's a float. Close around. Okay, so that's the ray. Actually, no, that's half the ray. The rest of the ray needs to go in the direction. So we need to say the direction is going to be transform game manager dot script dot player dot transfer dot position.
That again.
Yeah, dot player dot transfer dot position minus transfer dot position. So that's how we get directions, right? We take the vector target minus the vector current. All right. Now this is the ray, and we've got nothing more for now. Let's put it down here. Okay. So we got the ray. Now next, what comes after the ray? We need an out. Actually, do we? Yes, because we need to know whether what we hit is the player or not. Okay? So in
Okay.
order to get an out, what we're going to do is right here, we're going to create a raycast hit. Yeah, space, call it hit, semicolon.
I think
Okay.
we should name it
Copy.
differently. You say hit this, hit that, and
Paste.
I get confused.
That's fine. Alright, sure. Then hit Control R twice. Control, not Shift, you potato.
Oops.
Just type raycast hit. There, it's already here, a suggestion. Copy this, paste it here. And put the word out in front. Space. Okay, so we got the out. Now, max distance, it doesn't matter because we already know we are below the distance. And layer mask also doesn't matter, so we're just going to close, open, and close. Save. Alright. Now,
There's a bracket expected.
yes, I can see that. So wait a moment. Wait. Physics, yeah, that's fine. I don't like the way this looks though. Hit tab. Save. Alright. Now, so if we've hit something, we don't know what yet. Now we need to check. We need to say if
Okay.
open round, and we say let's do this. We're gonna do raycast hit.
Raycast.
There it is. No, see, that's your problem with the capital letters all the bloody time. It's always variables. Copy this. There, dot. Sure. Dot. Get component of type player. Close. Open, close round. Equals null. It's an if statement. How do you
Yeah.
put semicolons?
Yeah.
Close round. Open a squiggle. Close. Save. So what does this mean? If the ray has hit, we already know it has hit. We're here now.
Yeah.
Now what is it hitting? We are checking if the transform we hit has a player on it.
Mhm.
If it has a player on it, what does it mean?
That means that we can follow it.
Yeah, because we've hit the player. But
Yeah.
if the player doesn't have the player on it,
Then we don't move.
that's right. So put an exclamation mark here. So if it's not null, therefore we found it. Cut this. Put it in here. Save. Alright. Let's go test this first.
Yeah.
Wait for the compiling. Down there. Done. Let's go. Well, I discovered some interesting stuff with the new
You put in the
.NET.
new.
Now it's complaining about things. So it still goes through walls.
Yeah, because we haven't fixed
But
that.
check this out. The other bomb is now getting mad.
Even if you wave your sword at it.
Ha 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 ha. It's not getting mad.
Try going in the fortress and see what happens.
But if we go in the fortress. Ah! Run! Oh
It's
no!
going through the walls and
Go away.
you killed it.
Yes, I did. Okay.
Well, you sort of pretended to kill
So
it.
here you see.
Hey, you
Can't
should
see
go-
me. Can't see me. Oh, saw me. Darn it.
You didn't even have to wave your
Okay,
sword.
so that works. Now, we're going to. This may be a bit demanding though, because we're doing checks. I mean, we could check if we hit an obstacle. The problem is there could be other things, like other bombs or whatever in the way, and I think those should work too. So, I mean, this is a very safe, but probably quite a slow approach. Anyway, that'll do for now. So, step number 2 is we need to make this thing collide with things.
And
Right.
not go
Now,
through walls.
we need a callback. Do you remember what they're called? The ones? The callbacks for collisions?
No.
On collision enter. So you go void,
Yeah, those ones. Void.
on collision enter.
Yeah, when I press that, it'll do everything for me.
That's right. Just rename this to C because I'm lazy. Save. Alright, so now the collision tells us all sorts of things, and that's just fine. So, what we are going to do is on collision enter, we're going to blow up right away. So, let's create a void or a vid.
Vid.
A void. Call this one explode.
Exploder.
Open, close round, open squiggle, close, save. Now, before we do anything, let's create a very silly particle system.
Okay.
Just a basic one. We're also going to need a particle system self-manager for it. That's also, well, I mean, Unity has an inbuilt one, but I don't like it. So, anywhere here, we're just going to, in main, just going to create effects particle system. Easy. Okay, so I'll teach you, well, I'm not going to teach you because this takes ages, but I'm going to show you a basic explosion. All right, so we take the thing, we put it there. We're not going to change the particles, we're going to keep them.
Okay.
I mean, we may put some squares, probably would be better for our game, but let's go with this for now. Step number 1, duplicate this particle system. Step number 2, drag it inside itself. Step number 3, rename this one to PFX explosion underscore explosion. Yes. Now what we're going to do on the first explosion, we're going to remove emission and shape and renderer. Nothing. This thing will do nothing. Okay? It's just a parent that will trigger all the others. So this one we're going to call flash. Capital F. Hit enter. Okay, so a flash will have, well, actually duplicate flash right away. Okay, now a flash will have not an emission that's over time. It will not have a rate over time. What it will have is a burst. A count of one cycle. I'm not sure about the probability. Yes, it'll definitely help. Okay, one cycle. Okay.
But only one is coming.
I know. That's what I told you. It will have no speed. It will have a very short lifetime. Okay, let's hide this one. Okay, it'll have a very short lifetime. Simulation space local, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. One thing it needs to have is a large start size. So let's try this. Okay, so it's still appearing randomly. The problem is the shape. There's a cone. Let's change it to a sphere. And let's change the radius to nothing. So it will always appear in the middle. A big flash. Okay. Now we can change the start color to some kind of yellow. But it needs to be quite bright. Like this. Okay. Maybe even bigger. 5 is probably good. Let's stay on 5.
Okay.
Now,
And the other ones will be like a actual explosion.
That's right. So now we're going to create another explosion, like the sort of flames or whatever.
And
Right,
then the smoke.
Exactly, and then we're going to do a smoke one. So for the flames, we are going to create a burst.
Okay.
Let's say 150. Boom, boom, boom. Right, so one problem that we've got now, well, there's many. The start lifetime is ridiculously long. We don't want that. Let's try 0.5 just to see. Too short. So let's do 1, but let's also add randomness. Random into 2 constants, and I'm going to put a 2.
Ooh,
So they last random durations, okay? Now, the cone is alright already. I think we can keep that. We may change the angle. It's a very sharp angle. Let's change the angle to something much larger, wider. But we're also going to change the radius and put it tiny, so it's always coming from the center.
Okay.
See? That's looking pretty good already.
Yep.
Alright, now, we want the speed to be random between two constants. Let's say 5 and 10. See, it's already starting to look better. Start size also needs to be random between two constants, and let's say 0.5, 1.5.
Goes
Alright.
so fast at the start.
And
And I can see the flash too.
now, one thing we're also going to add, it's a thing that I really like for explosions, is a limitation of velocity over time. So we're going to give it a drag of, say, 1.1.
What does the drag do?
It slows them down. We're also going to dampen. Just a bit. Okay. Drag 2. Boom. Boom. Now you see this now feels a bit slow, generally. Well, we're going to sort that out with color over lifetime by making it decay. We're going to put random between two gradients. And the first one we're going to put something like this. And the second, I've already made these before, obviously.
Ooh.
Okay. Now let's. Okay, you will see that some of them
Or black?
vanish too abruptly. Well, the black has a problem here. This alpha is too high. There. That's better. And it's still very slow. So one thing that I like to do usually is change the simulation speed to 5. Or something like that. Okay? Now another thing I don't like is the start size. It's just not big enough. So let's go 2 and 4. Okay?
Okay.
Now what we're seeing is that because this multiplies. Okay, that's better. That's not bad. So I'm going to
Yeah.
remove both multiplications here. So it ignores the size and the velocity. No, it's too big. Alright, 1. Okay, I'm trying not to spend an enormous amount of time on this. So this is really, really big, by the way. Almost certainly. So we probably need to reduce the speed. So say like 2 and 4. And the size between, say, 1 and 2.
Okay.
Okay. You know the size, I'd like to see more variations. There you go. Okay. Start lifetime 5 and 2. I must have misclicked here. Okay. 5 is very long, so it's 1 and 2. Okay. Let's change this to 2 and 4. Alright. Good. Still not fast enough in my opinion. Let's try and increase the simulation speed further. 10. Well, our game is pretty arcadey, so this should do. Anything
Yeah.
else we want to change? We can add some noise. That's pretty cool.
Let's.
Sort of twists them a little, but that's obviously too much. Just a little bit, and you'll see it's much more interesting.
Yeah, I see that.
Okay. Good. Now, we've got the flash. Let's call this one main.
Flames.
Main.
Main.
Yeah,
Spelled main like lion.
M-A-I-N.
Oh, main. Oh, sorry, I pressed enter instead of backspace.
Hit enter. Duplicate.
Why duplicate? We already
Smoke.
have. Oh, I thought that one was gonna be the smoke because it already looked like it. Okay. Anyway.
Hit enter. Alright, so
Smoke.
for the smoke, first thing we need to change is... Oh, by the way, these cannot loop. And also they don't play on awake.
Mm.
Well, I mean, they would. So let's turn off looping. Let's turn off looping. Alright, so nothing's looping here. Now smoke looks like this. No problem. What we're gonna do is change the color over lifetime to some kind of black and white and whatever. And the same goes for this, just a slightly different tone.
Yeah.
And now we should get... Okay, so you can see this is appearing over. We should probably order it to -1. So it will always appear behind the others. So that's 1. Now the second thing we need to do is increase the lifetime of this one to 4 to 7, for example. Okay. We also need to increase the speed Let's do 5 to 10. Now we're also going to delay it a tiny little bit, like 0.1. I don't like the amount of white here, especially towards the end. So let's take this and lower it to some kind of gray. And this, and also lower it to some kind of gray. So the delay isn't sufficient. Well, one of the reasons that is because our simulation speed is so fast. Still not enough. Actually, no, it looks like it doesn't care about that. All right. One more thing we can do is we can do size over lifetime, and it will go up like this.
Curves.
Yeah, I don't know that I dig the noise, and I also don't know that I dig that it's all the way down to the bottom. So let's drag this up a bit so it starts at half, about. Right, obviously you would want to spend ages on this, right? We're not going to do that. Start size, let's change this from 2 to 4. Okay. Now I think that drag is excessive, so let's lower it. This is probably too big, by the way, but we'll see about that in game. That's a bit much. Let's do 1.5. Yeah, almost certainly this is going to be all too big, and we're going to have to worry about it in game. Let's see where the player is. Drag him in. Look at how tiny the player is. So if you put the player at 0, 0, 0 there, and look at the explosion, that's not too terrible.
Yeah.
It's a bit large.
You can also do it to
Can
the
we cheat a little and just sort of resize it like that? Again, this is not the kind of thing you would do. Yeah, it doesn't work. I expected. This is not the kind of thing you would do this quickly, right? You wanna take your time doing particle systems. They're always ugly unless you put effort in it. It's as simple as that. Okay, the flash isn't large enough though. I want that flash to be. There you go. See?
Now I see it.
You can totally feel it, right? Okay, and I think we're gonna leave it here for now. It's fine. The smoke is probably excessive, but whatever. All right, so we're gonna save this as a prefab, but we're gonna create a folder for it. PFX, capital P, capital F, capital X.
Because just in case we need more.
PFX, we will need more. We will need many. Okay, PFX explosion. Now, what explosion is going to need is a thing to manage itself.
Yeah, the self manager that we usually make
so
for PFXs.
In scripts, we're going to create a new C# script called PFX _self manager. Okay.
Some good typing today.
So PFX self manager, go to PFX, go here, open prefab, add component, PFX self manager. Drag it all the way up. Double click. All right. So we're gonna remove start, remove all sorts of things. Save.
There.
Save. And go private. And call this one particle system, and then PFX system.
Oops.
Good typing today.
Well, it was until now.
This is still wrong.
just
You're gonna
delete it.
restart.
Private.
This is going well. Particle system. Okay, and call it PFX, all lowercase.
PFX.
Semicolon. Save. Alright, so what we're gonna do is on start. So I know I deleted start, just type start with a capital S.
Okay.
Save. And here say pfx equals get component of type P for particle system. There, tab, close it, rounds, semicolon, save. Okay, and I enumerator.
Oops.
TOR. That's fine. ATOR. I enumerator. No, you need to give it a name. We're gonna call this one
Won't we need a coroutine?
play or whatever. Yeah. Open, close, round. Squiggles. Close. Save. Okay. So what we're gonna do inside play is we're gonna do this. We're gonna say copy, paste, dot play. Open, close, round. Semicolon. While open round pfx dot is plain close round, open squiggle, yield return null, semicolon. Okay, so it's just gonna wait.
Yeah.
Then at the end, we're gonna copy, yield return, new, wait for seconds, type an int 1. No, just int, just literally the 1. Close the round bracket, semicolon, and now destroy game object.
Now soon we'll have to call it.
Close round, semicolon.
Now we need to call it.
Yeah, well, sure, we need to call it right here. So you can say start coroutine. No, that's a carrot. Okay, coroutine, open round, play, open, close rounds, close round. Semicolon, save. Alright, so this is fairly basic, but it'll do itself, and we don't have to worry about it, right? And then
Okay.
it destroys itself when it's done. Easy. Okay,
Okay.
and that's done. So now what we need is our bombs to know that they have this.
That PFX.
That's right. So let's, right here, serialized field,
That's what I meant by calling it.
close, private, game object, pfx underscore explosion template. Explosion template. Explosion. Whoops. And template. Semicolon. Okay. Now, when we explode, the first thing we do is copy. And here you go. Instantiate. Undo. Control Z. Instantiate.
I
Open
caught
round.
it for later.
Just tab. Open round. Paste. Comma. Undo.
Oh.
Undo. I don't know what happened here, but copy again. Paste. Comma. So we need to spawn it at our position. So transform dot position. Dot position. Open round. No, my bad. Comma. Quaternion dot identity. Close round, semicolon. That's it. That's all we need for now. Well, we're gonna have to die as well. So here you go, and we need to add something more. So here, just go destroy game object. Close, semicolon. Now, inside, at the end of the aggression routine, we destroy the game object. That's wrong. Let's call explode. Copy. Paste. Save. Paste. Semicolon. Save. There. So our bomb's gonna explode and it's gonna do all of its thing or whatever.
And it's gonna have that P effect and it explodes.
That's right. And now what we need to do is we need to check if there's an enemy beside us. Okay. So one thing that we're gonna add is open square brackets, serialized field, private, float, floater, float, explosion radius. Now you've done quite a lot of studying about radii.
Yep.
Equals 3F. I don't know. We'll see later.
Change the diameter
3F.
6F.
That's right. Okay, so explosion radius 3F. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna check if anything important is beside us, and for now it's only the player. Now, the issue that we've got with this is that we do not know how to look for these things at the moment. So let's check all of our prefabs. So the player prefab is on the default layer. Now we got 2 layers. No, this object only. Okay, we got another layer of water, and unfortunately there's this bug in Unity recently that you can't see anything. So let's add another layer, go underscore player. Player, right? So we're gonna put our player on the player layer. Easy. No, this object only. Okay, so player. What else? Well, we're gonna have like destructible stuff. We should also have one called enemy bomb, I guess, or enemy. Yeah, let's just do an enemy, and then we'll decide. So let's go to our enemies, open prefab, create another one, add layer, underscore enemy. Yes. So now the enemy bomb is gonna have the enemy prefab, layer, this object only, that's fine. And for now there's no real way of neutralizing the enemy bombs, which we'll worry about later. I don't think, we basically cannot sword the bombs, right?
Yeah.
We need to use some kind of like distance attack.
Like Link's arrow or the boomerang thing.
Yeah, we can make a boomerang. Should be fun. Something that you chuck and then returns back. Be funny. And you can't throw it again until it's back. I like that idea very much. Okay.
And you can wave your sword in the meantime.
Well, yeah, obviously. You can do anything else other than using the boomerang because it's not back.
Yeah. Can't throw an invisible boomerang.
That's right. Yeah, so for now we're just gonna check if we're inside, if the player is inside the area of effect. So we're gonna say if open round. Now try this because I can't remember. Try physics.
At least I got the
Dot.
physics part.
Overlap sphere. And there it is. Don't know what non-alloc is. Open round. So it wants to know the position and the radius. So we're gonna go transform dot position, comma, and the radius.
Was explosion radius.
That's right. Copy this. Paste here. Close the round. Close the round, open a squiggle, hit enter twice, close it. Now, we're gonna need almost certainly... Oh, okay, it's a series of collider. We need a layer mask. So we're gonna create all of this now. So in the game manager, we got an obstacle layer, copy this, paste it here, player layer, save.
Player layer.
And let's copy this again, paste. Enemy. Save. Okay, now we've got the enemy on the bottom. Now here it's crying because it wants the layer. So go game manager, dot script dot player layer. And now it's still unhappy because what this does is it returns an array of colliders. So all we want at this point we say dot and we say length, and then we say it's higher than 1, higher than 0. Right, so we found at least one player. Save.
Yeah.
Now, so there's oh, wait a moment. We should know which one we found. Yeah, that's not intelligent.
Will we be able to do multiplayer in this game?
Well, no, not for now, but who knows. So type collider array. And call it CS, semicolon. Now copy this and go equals. Paste it first and then equals. Copy all of this. Paste. Semicolon. We're going to change all of this and go 4 and hit tab twice. cs.length. Hit tab. Okay. Now CSI square bracket I. Seems very complicated. Dot transform dot get component open of type player, close that, open squiggly, open round, close round, open squiggly. No, what am I saying?
Semicolon?
Well, the player doesn't have a take damage, so let's create a public void. Take damage.
Will it work? No.
We'll try. Take damage, open round, int damage, close round, open squiggle, save. Now the problem is our player doesn't have HP. There's a lot of stuff our player doesn't have. So let's create some kind of serialized field, I guess. Private int health. Semicolon. And copy health. Paste it. Minus equals damage. Semicolon. And here we're gonna say if health is lower or equal to 0, debug.log dead in quotes. Round first. Close. Copy all of this. Paste. And type health. Just health. The variable. That's it. Hit that. Good. Save. So it'll tell us how much health we've got, and then that. And let's give it a default value of 3 or something.
Okay.
So I have 3 health when we start. Okay, that's good. Now player dot take damage. Open round. Say 1. Close round. Semicolon. Which probably say how much damage stuff should cost. Like so, yeah. Let's do a serialized field. Private int and go explosion damage equals 1. Semicolon. Copy. Replace. Save. Alright, now we should also check if there's any enemies nearby. To do that, we're gonna do pretty much the same stuff. So copy all of this, paste it here, save. And we're gonna say explosion radius, blah, blah, blah. And so the problem that we've got now, well, actually for now, just type enemy layer. There it is. Now the problem that we've got now is that we have decided to create a class with the enemy type already inside. And that means if we have any other enemy types,
It won't work.
it won't work because it's a different class. Now, I'm not hugely bothered by this. Because even if we have multiple classes, chances are we're not going to have a sea of enemies. It's not particularly intelligent what we're doing, but it will work. So we can live with this for now. So copy this, enemy bomb. We're going to look for enemy bomb in here. And we're going to call take damage, save. Now take damage doesn't really exist in enemy bomb. See, that's why it's kind of stupid, because we need to like repeat things. Perhaps we're going to refactor this to be more intelligent. Copy all of this. But for now, we're going to keep it as it is. Paste it here, save. Okay, so damage, explosion damage. Now we don't have a health with our little guy. So here, serialized field. Yeah, the variables are starting to become untidy. Int health semicolon. Oh, yeah, sure. Give it. That 3 is too much for a bomb. 1.
Oh,
Save.
yeah, we're doing the bomb, not the player.
Yeah. So as soon as you take damage, boom, dead. And well, let's just remove this, especially because we're not gonna do this. What we're gonna do is we're gonna call explode. Copy this and paste it here. Now save. Now one thing I want to do for absolute security is I want to make sure that we are not attacking ourselves. Okay, so we're gonna say if cs.transform is CSI, my bad, CSI.transform is not transform. So if it's not my transform, then I'll explode. Close the round, open a squiggle, stop, close it, save. Alright, so as I blow up, I'm going to blow up other things around me, or deal damage or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's save.
And it could even blow up breakable walls.
Yes, so it needs our PFX template. Okay, so
Health appeared.
let's go to the PFX explosion. Plop, there it is. Alright, so let's see if there's anything else we need to do. Well, for sure, actually, we need to assign in Game Manager the layers. So enemy layer needs enemy, and player layer needs player. That's it for now. Enemy bomb template. There is no enemy bomb template. That's strange. Let's add it. List enemy bomb settings. This looks like an old thing we were trying to do. Let me see if the bomb spawn point has... Yes. So that's old stuff. Let's go back to the game manager, and there it is, and we've changed our minds on this. In fact, it doesn't, it's nowhere found, so no errors. Okay. Now the spawner is gonna have to worry about a few things in a moment, but we're getting close. Okay. We're almost there. So let's see what the situation is here with the little bombs. They're just gonna mess about, just walk about. This one. Hey man. Oh no. Oh no. Boom. Okay. So it blew up.
You took damage.
We have 2 points left. I noticed something. The explosion went sideways. So let's see here. I'm gonna lure the thing. Oh, doesn't interact with the walls. Maybe the walls are not marked as obstacle.
It says that you have 1.
Okay, so perhaps... Well, I don't know how far 3 is, right? So...
Dad.
So I'm dead, but it doesn't interact with the walls. So that's the first problem. That's a bit strange. Well, I think we simply didn't mention it, did we? So yeah, no. It says on collision enter, so it should collide with anything. What's happening here?
Did we never call on collision enter anywhere?
Not possible. It's a callback. It should call itself.
Oh.
So let's see the situation here. This wall has a box glider and a rigid body. This is a box glider and a rigid body. I have a suspicion. I think the bomb... What the heck?
You're opening the spawn point.
I can see that, but where are the bombs?
Bomb spawn point.
No, that's bomb spawn point inside. Oh, there's an enemy bomb. There's the other enemy bomb. What the heck? How did I miss that? I don't know. So, enemy bomb. I think they're both kinematic, and that's the issue. So what we're going to do is we're going to freeze positions instead.
And you kept the kinematic.
I'll change it now on the prefab. Doesn't make not to do it on the prefab. It makes sense. Okay, so let's turn all of this off. Do not is kinematic. Freeze everything, blah, blah, blah. That's all I want to check for now. I want to see if this thing is going to crash into the wall and die.
And not hurt you. Boom.
And
Died.
didn't hurt us.
Yeah.
Now, so one thing that's a bit silly is we can't know how far a range of 3 is. So we can't know if it's, feels realistic or not. Also, we need to fix the PFX that is rotated the wrong way. So let's go take a look. So our PFX explosion. Open the prefab. Okay, you can clearly see that the rotation is -90. Okay. So
Okay.
set it to 0 and see what happens. It's going there. That's the problem. It's a quaternion dot identity. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and rotate these by 270. And now they go up.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so that's done. Now the damage circle is not visible. So we're going to do a little trick to show us stuff.
Okay.
Here type void on draw gizmos.
On what?
Draw gizmos. Draw gizmos. Okay. Remove private. That's fine. Save. And oh no, that's not gonna work because we're destroying the thing. Actually, maybe it's gonna let us do it. Wait, perhaps we don't need this. Let's try in explode right here. Go debug dot.
Oops.
Debug dot. Try draw. And let's see what happens. So line array, that's all we've got. And I expected this. So we can't do this. Save. Okay, I've got an idea. Undo a couple times. More. Keep on undoing. Keep on undoing. More. Stop. Hold control, zoom in. All right, so here you're gonna say if aggressive, close round, open a squiggle, save. Now here you can say gizmos, I think at least, yeah, gizmos dot draw sphere, draw wire sphere. That's the one. Open round, transform dot position, comma, explosion radius. Close round, semicolon. Let's take a look at how much that 3 radius is. So we can see it and we can decide if we think it's too much or too little or whatever. Okay, it's not appearing because
No.
the gizmos are not being shown. One of the bombs walk into the wall. I saw that. Yeah. So that's how big the explosion is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sort of. Looks a bit far. To me.
Smoke part of the explosion also shouldn't affect the player.
Yeah. We're gonna take a look at what's going on there. Okay.
You did get hit slightly.
Yeah, I think it's excessive. So there's a few things we need to do. First of all, if we on collision enter, if aggressive, close it here. We're gonna explode only if we're aggressive. Save. That's the first thing. Now let's change the default value of the explosion radius to 2.5. Save.
Okay.
Maybe we're gonna give each bomb some kind of like a circle around them that will show where they're gonna blow up.
Maybe.
I think actually let's not do a maybe, let's proper do it. Let's do it right away actually. Okay. So let's go to the enemy bomb, open the prefab. Okay. In structure, in model, create a 3D object quad and create this one aggression radius. Hit enter. Okay, so the aggression radius is in the middle apparently, and right, because no wait, what? The structure is elevated. That makes sense. Anyway, so this one, number 1, needs to be rotated on the x-axis by 270, I believe. But we'll see. Number 2, it needs to have a... No, my bad. So by 90. Okay. So that's number 1. Let's give it a negative 0.4. Right, so it's slightly above ground. Maybe a little bit more even.
And give it a color.
3? Yeah, well, we need to give it a different material and a different... all sorts of stuff. So, for the material, let's go here, enemies, duplicate bomb. And call this one aggression circle. Circle. Hit enter. Okay, so we're gonna give the aggression radius the aggression circle right here. Now, let's check the aggression circle. Opaque? No, it's gonna be a fade. Number 2, it needs an albedo. We're gonna give it this albedo, the knob. So the problem is the knob is too small. Okay, now what we're gonna do is I've already created this stuff before. But you know what, even if I have, it doesn't matter. Let me show you how to do it in GIMP.
Okay.
Right, so let's open GIMP. And we need a small texture. Let's say 256 by 2. That's not small, is it? But I don't want to make it too small, otherwise it's going to look very ugly. So let's make it 128 by 128. Alright. Now, delete the background. We can't because it doesn't have an alpha channel. Now we can. Okay. New layer. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna go gradient, change linear to radial. Okay. Now let's go to view, snap to grid, view, show grid, view, snap to canvas edges, image, configure grid. How much is half of 128?
Half of 128 is...
It's power of 2.
I think 64.
Yes. So it's 64. There it is. Now I'm going to grab from the middle and go all the way to the top. Plop. Now I've done it the other way around. So I'm going to go... no, actually, it's correct. This is fine. So this is one part of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle is creating another layer. Okay. And what we're going to do now is we're going to create a circle like this. Then we're going to go to edit. My bad. Select, shrink. Let's go down by, say, 5. Okay. And now we're going to fill this with white, like this. Okay.
Okay.
Then the last piece of the puzzle is new layer. Now we're going to select with magic selection the previous layer. on the first layer, we're gonna go edit, stroke selection, and we're gonna use the paintbrush. Plop. Now the paintbrush is too big, so we need to go, and let's, by the way, hide these so we can see it clearly. Change the size to 5, for example. Edit, stroke selection, stroke. And now we've got a lovely ring, right? Pretty decent ring. So you see, we can't see anything now, right? Number 1, we're gonna tell this one that it's a multiply field. So this one multiplies what's underneath. Now the problem is the multiplication doesn't really work with alpha. So what we're gonna do is gonna go back to normal, create a new layer between them, color the entire layer black. Oops, my bad, because the selection is still there. So let's undo the selection, plop. All right, now we're gonna merge these two, and now we can use multiply. And this is what happens. It generates this kind of field, okay? Now you see there's some imprecisions, that's fine, we're gonna fix them really easily. Now we're gonna merge this down as well. Now we're gonna tell this one that we want colors, color to alpha, not yellow, white, but rather black. That leaves us with this lovely ring, okay? Now there are some problems with the ring, but first let's merge the rim to the ring. Now we got one object only, and we're gonna delete everything here, only leaving a quadrant. Now we're gonna copy, paste, flip, paste, hold control, release, paste, hold control, done. And now we have a perfect circle. Okay, and one thing that we can do is we can turn on and off its opacity, etc. In fact, what we're gonna do is we're gonna export it as a JPEG with the black. And then we're going to use black to know where the alpha is supposed to be. So what we're going to do now is going to merge this down. And now this one we're going to say color, brightness or contrast. And increase, for example, decrease the brightness, but increase the contrast. So it's going to leave the center more black, etc. We can play around with these values as much as we like. This is pretty good. Maybe, yeah, sure, this is pretty good. So go Control-Shift-E to export. And now we need to go to our folder. Under Textures, we're going to create a new texture, a new folder. Call this one PFX. Okay, now inside PFX, we're going to show in Explorer, copy this, go to GIMP, paste it here, hit enter, and now type ring.jpg.
Oh wait, I forgot to capitalize it.
It's fine. Ring.jpg. JPG. Hit enter. JPG is a type of picture. It's a really low quality picture, but that's perfectly fine for what we're trying to do. Now, aggression radius has the quad. Everything's fine. And here we're going to go to our ring. Now, it's not happy and it shows it as black. Why? Because in our import settings, it says input texture alpha from grayscale, and then alpha is transparency. Apply, and there it is. Now wait a moment, let me turn off alpha's transparency. Yeah, okay, here we go. So there it is, there's a ring. Okay, now the reason why it's so dark is because of the color. Change it to red. I think that's probably good color for what we're trying to achieve. All right, and what we can do is we can say how big it's going to be, but we're going to do this via code. But say, for example, we go 333. All right, now that's your ring around the bomb.
Yeah. And
that's what's going to tell the player, hey, this is dangerous. Now you'll notice something. The light affects it. Yeah. That's not good, right? It's just a piece of UI. We don't want the light to affect it to any degree. So we are going to, let's say albedo alpha. That keeps that. So metallic alpha, decrease the smoothness all the way down. And now it's like this. Okay?
Yeah.
That should be pretty good for our needs. Now, the aggression radius obviously needs to be accounted for by the bomb, and it needs to only appear when the time is right, when it's aggressive, right? Perhaps we're even going to flash it a bit while it's aggressive, while it's getting angry, right? And then, it's going to stay on.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's open enemy bomb. You can do serialize field. Yeah, and you go private. Yeah, private. And let's call it transform, I guess. No, let's do private mesh render. And space, and call this one MR underscore aggression circle. Semicolon. So you've been inconsistent with your capitalization. Put a capital E. I usually put them lowercase there, by the way, but I noticed that you do it this way, so let's keep consistent.
Yep.
All right, so here when we start the aggression routine, this is the first part, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so the first thing we need to do is copy this. And here at the beginning, we're going to say paste it, dot transform, dot local scale, equals. And we're going to say vector 3.1, which means 111, ONE, times what?
Aggression circle?
Explosion radius, potato.
Oh, oops. That was the same thing.
Copy.
That was silly.
Paste. Semicolon. Plus, it may be right or wrong. I'm actually not sure. We're gonna have to check.
Oh.
Because the size of the thing when it's one, it's about our size. So, yeah, I'm not sure it's actually going to apply 1-to-1. I don't know.
Oh.
But no, I don't think so. It's probably going to have to be a size 5 or something, or explosion radius times 2, right? Because I would bet it's a matter of diameter. So let's do that actually. So explosion radius times 2f. Save. Now that may be correct or wrong, I'm not sure. Now, while passing time, so this is the first thing. The second thing is we need to make it disabled right away in setup. Right? So right here, for example. You can say this, copy, paste, dot enabled equals false. Semicolon. So it won't be visible. Copy all of it. Conversely, when we go aggressive, paste, turns visible. True. Save. Now, so it turns visible. And what we should do is we should like flash it. It's just that it's not really that obvious how to do it. We could put some kind of like flash curve. Yeah, that would be fairly cheap. So let's do that. Serialize field, private animation curve. Animation curve. There, I got it. Comma, space, I mean. Curve underscore. Aggression circle. Cycle, Urkel, R, semicolon. Save. Alright, so copy this. Now, right here, we're gonna say MR aggression circle underscore aggression circle dot material dot set color. Yeah, so just paste for now, and we'll worry about that later. Actually, copy all of this, paste it here, cut.
You copied a semicolon.
Just cut, paste, dot evaluate. It's already there. Tab, open round, close round. Same. So it will have this curve aggression. Now S color, sure, aggression colors. I think I don't know if this is that cool. It's not really gonna work that well. And color.lerp is probably not what we want. So we're gonna say cut this No, wait, aggression colors is yellow. Okay, sure. Paste it here. And go 1. Now let me think this through. I know. Cast it as a vector 4. So open round, vector 4.
What's the fourth dimension?
Alpha. OR 4. 4. Close the round. Okay, so aggression colors. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do another type vector 4.
Could you grab
I can.
it?
Dot scale. Open round. Yeah, hit tab. Open round. Okay, so we're gonna scale this color by new vector 4. Open round. 1F, comma. 1F, comma. 1F, comma. And this thing. Alright, save. Now this is quite difficult to read, so we're gonna do this. And then this. Shift tab. Okay, now let's hit enter over here, and shift tab. Save. So we're changing the colors of both. This one has a curve applied. That's it.
Now we need to choose that curve.
Yeah, we need to choose the curve, and we're almost done basically for tonight. So enemy bomb, we need to wait for the curves to appear and the mesh render of the aggression radius. So there you go. Let's rename this one circle because we called it radius. So circle. CLE, hit enter. Okay, now the enemy bomb needs this curve. So I already have loads of curves that I've prepared in advance. We're just gonna pick a curve that goes up and down. So like, let me see. This one's pretty good. And now all we need to do is we need to add more stuff to it. So we're gonna edit this key and put it at time 0.1. And then we're gonna edit this key and we're gonna put it at time 0.2. Okay. Then we're gonna add another and another and another and another and another and another and another, and then we stay up.
Yeah.
Okay, so this edit key, this one is going to be at time 1, value 1. Maybe a little bit too many curves here. Like, let's see, how can we space 4? So to space 4 we would need to be at 25%. I'm not sure actually. So let's see, if this one is at 25%, this one would need to be at 12. So edit this key, value is definitely 1. Whoops. Edit this key, and this one is 25 plus 0.125. Will be there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have too few at this point. That's alright, it's no big deal. This is literally cosmetics, right? We're doing things that are pretty and whatever. So value is 0 and time is 0.25 plus 0.125. Oops. Edit key 0, 0.25 times 2. So that's 0.5. That makes sense. Now edit key 0.5 plus 0.125. Edit key 0.75, and that's it.
4 curves.
And just
4 of those.
up and down. That's it.
Did you save it?
One thing that we can do probably is go up more abruptly and down more gently. So let me see. I'm still not sold on the whole how many we've got. If we have a little less, I think this is going to look a little bit better. So wait, bottom at 0. This one, where? It's not obvious to me. So this is not going to be 1. This is going to be, I don't know. Let's try Let's try 0.2, but I'm almost sure this is going to be wrong. But whatever, it's fine. 0.6. There, that's not terrible. And so this one can be a 0.3, for example. No, rather 0.4. Yeah, so these are even now, or should be fairly even.
Okay.
Yeah. So up again here, we're gonna break this one. So you go broken, and then you grab this handle, pull it up, and then you break this one again, pull it up. There. So it goes boom. Yeah, we could break this one as well and lead it down, so it goes down fairly fast. Break it here, down fairly fast.
Are you gonna save this?
You mean the curve? No, it's here. Who cares? Okay, so that's...
And like, we might have to use it again.
Well, we can come back here, select it, save it, and then put it on the other side if that's what we want. It's not a big deal. Okay, so now what we need to check is we need to make sure that the aggression circle stuff is working properly, and that's the end of the night.
Okay.
So let's see. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? See how close it is to the circle? I'm definitely getting hurt there.
Yeah, you
Right.
definitely got hurt,
Yeah.
and it says it.
This bomb isn't exploding, right?
And it isn't.
It isn't exploding because even if it's touching the wall.
Mhm.
And the reason why that's happening is because we told it not to. Okay, it's getting mad. It's getting mad. Boom! It exploded. Definitely didn't hurt me.
Yeah.
It's so mad! Definitely hurt me.
You got hurt.
Yeah. So now those gizmos are not...
There
not
were 3 errors.
3 errors? What are you talking about? Non-convex mesh collider with non-kinematic rigid bodies not longer supported since Unity 5. So this has to do with the enemy bombs. Non-convex mesh collider. We have a mesh collider on the quad. Small mistake. Removed it, gone, no problem. Now this debug log we can leave. One debug log that we can get rid of is the on-draw gizmos. So we're simply going to comment it all out. And yeah. Oh, wait a moment. It's all like
Save.
sort of moved over by 1. Not sure why, but okay.
Give it another.
Hit tab now. Hit tab first, and now save. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. For those of you who are live, and those of you on YouTube, we are going for the night. It was quite a lot of progress. Let's review it one more time, real quick.
Can I try this time?
You can try. Go ahead. Get chased by bombs. They kill you. That's what you deserve. Oh dear! Run!
Oh.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
I
hurt
did
you.
get hurt.
Yeah, it hurt you.
I'm killing you with my sword.
It won't work that way, I'm afraid.
I know.
Yeah, but you can kill it with the walls.
Hey! I'm a hide.
There's an interesting situation there because
It tries to follow you in that exact
no,
direction.
you will blow up. Like it will hurt you through the walls.
Hey.
For example, trigger this one and then hide behind the wall, but too close. Yeah, no, too far. That's useless.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you were trying to do.
I can tell. All right, so what we need to do is we need to lure the bomb. So this one, boing, I'll just eat it. That's 2. Right now, here, I'm gonna stay here. Right, I'm behind the wall. Still hurt me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Right, and so to fix that, what we can do is we can raycast again as we did before. See if we are in sight, and if we're not in sight, then the explosion doesn't hurt us.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks very much for watching. We are done for the night. Bye bye.
Bye.